So today I'm going to discuss behavior of functions, exercises about that. And then after, we're going to have problems about maximization, minimization. So let us have this problem number 1. Find the open intervals on which the function is increasing and decreasing. Okay? So given y equals x squared minus 3x plus 8. So to determine where f or where this function is increasing or decreasing, we get the derivative. No? So for the first derivative, we have 2x minus 3. Then to determine where y is increasing, decreasing, we're going to have y prime greater than 0. Okay? So this is for increasing. So 2x minus 3 greater than 0. Solving for x, we have x is greater than 3/2. So this means that y is increasing on the interval 3/2, open interval 3/2 to positive infinity. Now, what about y decreasing? No? So we have this time y prime is less than 0. So the value of x for which y prime is less than 0, y is decreasing. So we have 2x minus 3 is less than 0. Therefore, x is less than 3/2. So this means that y is decreasing on what interval? On negative infinity to less than 3/2. Okay, guys? Any question with this? What about number 2? Letter A. Given f of x equals x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 9x squared. So again, to determine where f is increasing, f decreasing, so we get the first derivative. We have 4x to the 3rd, right? Minus 15 x squared plus 18x. Na? Okay? So f is increasing on I on an interval if what? If f prime of x is greater than 0. Okay, guys? So we have 4x cubed minus 15 x squared plus 18x. So this is greater than 0. So factoring out x, we get the other factor is 4x squared minus 15x plus 18 greater than 0. This is quadratic, the second factor. No? Now, let's check if this is factorable. No? Okay? So, to determine if it is factorable with real coefficients. So let's see. Meaning, if you equate that to 0, will it have real roots? So by discriminant. negative b. So that is negative of, negative 15 raised to 2, no? So 15, negative 15 times negative 15, 225 minus 4 times A, our A is 4, times C, our C is 18. So that is negative 63. It means this is not what? Not crossing the x-axis when you draw the graph of y equals 4x squared minus 5x plus 18. Since this is positive, the coefficient of x squared, it opens upward, this part, no? This is a parabola. If you equate that to y, that is a parabola above the x-axis. So it means it will not what? Intersect the x-axis. So it will not have real roots if equated to 0. So the only critical number for this inequality is what, guys? The only critical number is x equals 0 na. Now, we want to know where this f is what? Is increasing, decreasing. So, to the left of x, so x is what? X is, to the left of 0, x is what? Is negative, no? And negative times, this is always positive. For x squared is always above the x-axis, meaning that is always positive. Okay? For every x that is a real number. So negative times positive. So guaranteed that f is what? F is decreasing on the interval negative infinity to 0. Okay? And then, and of course, x is greater than 0. So f is increasing on what? On 0 to positive infinity. Because this factor is always positive. Okay, guys? So it's either to the left of 0, to the right of 0. To the left of 0, negative, therefore f is decreasing. Because f prime, is less than 0, it is decreasing. Okay, guys? If it is greater than 0, f prime, therefore f is increasing. Number 2, find the point of inflection of the given function. Ang given function natin, f of x is equal to x to the 4th minus 5x cubed plus 9x squared. Let's see if manageable to get the point of inflection. So first, get the first derivative. That is for x cubed minus 15 x squared, no? Plus 18x, what we had before. So second derivative. So this is what? 12x squared minus 30x plus 18. Okay? To get the point of inflection, so we're going to equate this to 0. For point of inflection, what is supposed to be y double prime or y f prime f double prime of x? It must be what? 0. So 12x squared minus 30x plus 18, that is equal to 0. Factoring out 6, no? We have 2x squared minus 5x and then plus 3. Is this factorable, guys? Could you please check, guys? It is factorable, no? What are the factors? Guys, 2, 1, 3, 1, no? Or 3, 1 here. So we have 2x plus 3 minus 2x minus 3, x minus 1. Am I right, guys? So equate its factor to 0. So x is equal to 3 halves. X is equal to 1. Now, but we have to check if this is what? Not a relative mean, relative max, the point corresponding to this. By the way, what is the y corresponding to this? Y is equal to what? Guys, 8.43 approximately, guys, or 44. Could you please check one more time?
8.44 po.
Okay, thank you. What about when x is 1? 1 minus 5 plus 9. 5, no? Y is 5. So there are 2 candidates for point of inflection. Okay, children? So how will you know that this is really a point of inflection, guys? So the point of inflection, 3 halves, 8.44. As long as it is not a relative mean, not relative max, so it is a point of inflection. Okay? So we have 1, 5. Now let's check the first derivative. When you equate to 0 the first derivative, the only critical number is x equals 0. So guaranteed that these are what? Critical numbers. I mean, these points are points of inflection. Okay? So these are points of inflection. Next, we have draw the graph of y equals 3x to the fifth minus 5x cubed. Showing the following. Letter number 1, we have relative or local extreme points. And then relative, points of inflection. Points of inflection, if there are any. Okay? First, we're going to have y prime, no? So copy the problem. Get the first derivative. What's the first derivative? 15x to the fourth minus 15x squared. So we're going to determine the critical numbers. For critical numbers, so meaning we're going to solve for critical points later, no? We equate what? We equate y prime to 0. So 15, factor it out together with x squared. So we have x squared minus 1 equal to 0. Okay, guys? So equating its factor to 0, we have the following critical numbers. If x is 0, the value of y is what? 0, no? So we have this point. If x is 1, 3 minus 5 is negative 2. If x is negative 1, negative 3 dito, plus 5, positive 2. So which among these are what? A relative mean, relative max. Okay, guys? Get it, children? So let's test 0, 0. You can use first derivative test, second derivative test. If I'm going to use second derivative test, so I have to get the second derivative, of course. What is the second derivative? We have 15 times 4 is 60. X cubed, then 30x, no? Now we want to know the value of this y double prime at 0, 0. At 0, 0, y double prime equals 0, obviously. So second derivative test fails. Okay? So meaning we cannot use second derivative here. So let's get into first derivative test. By first derivative test, so we're going to check the value. So at 0, 0, no? We're going to check the value sa left ng 0. Pero wag kang lalampas ng negative 1. So let's say x is negative 1/2 or 0.5. What is the value of y prime? Y prime is when x is to the left ng 0, that is negative 0.5. So first derivative is this, 15 times. So that is negative 0.5 raised to 4. Then minus 15 times negative 0.5 raised to what? Raised to 2. So it is negative. The sign is negative. Okay? Actually negative 2.8 something. That is less than 0. So from negative, let's see if the sign will change when x is positive 1/2, meaning to the right ng 0, but not exceeding 1, because that is another point of inflection. I mean, another possible relative mean or relative max. Y prime is still positive, no? Sorry, negative 2.8 also. Or not? What's the derivative? On negative also, no? Which is less than 0. So the sign does not change. Y prime does not change sign. Does not change sign. So it means this is neither what? Guys. So 0, 0, not what? Not a relative extreme point. Okay? Or not a local extreme point. So what about the second point? At 1, negative 2, using second derivative test, what is y double prime? So 60 times 1 cubed minus 15 and 30 times 1. So this is positive, no? Guys, positive 30 greater than 0. What conclusion? Guys, 1, negative 2, since positive is relative minimum point. Okay, guys? If y double prime is positive, so at a given point, therefore it is a relative minimum point. What about at negative 1, positive 2? What is y double prime? 60 times negative 1 raised to 3 minus 30 times negative 1. So this is negative 30 less than 0. It means negative 1, positive 2 is a relative maximum point. Get it, guys? Children? What about y equals 3x to the p? I mean, what about the point of inflection? For point of inflection, all you have to do is to equate y double prime to 0, no? And solve for x. We will get the value of x corresponding to the critical point. No? I mean, point of inflection, sorry. So y double prime equals 60x cubed minus 30x equal to 0, factoring out 3x. Am I correct, guys? Guys, tama ba? 2x squared minus 1. Am I correct?
Yes po.
So x is 0. And we know that if x is 0, the y is 0, no? So I have 0, 0. So this is guaranteed point of inflection. Why point of inflection? Because we get it from y double prime equal to 0, and it's not a relative mean nor a relative max. If it is not a relative mean, not a relative max, and you get it from y double prime equal to 0, so it's a point of inflection. Let's say you get it from y double prime equal to 0, but it happens to be a relative mean or a relative max. It cannot be any more point of inflection. So other value we have over square root of 2. No? Plus or minus. Merong pang, ano no? 1 over square root or square root of 2 over 2. Approximate na lang natin ang y value. Another point of inflection, because it's not what? It's not a relative mean nor a relative max. It's a point of inflection corresponding to this. Square root of 2 over 2 is what? Point something, no? So, raise natin sa 5 to get the corresponding y. Times 3 minus 5 times square root of 2 divided by 2. I-raise natin sa 3. The corresponding y value is negative 1.24 approximately. Negative 1.24. Samantalang square root of 2 divided by 2 is approximately 0.71. Okay, children? What about the third point of inflection? Negative 0.71. Symmetric to sa origin, no? This type of function. So it is positive 1.24 here. So we'll just interchange position, no, ng sign. Okay? We are now ready to plot the points and then draw the graph. Now, if additional points are what you call this needed, you can give another one. No? Okay, guys, you can assign or you can have other points. Let's draw now. Y. Let me check the points. Zero, 0, 1, negative 2, negative 1, 2. So there are only few values. Okay? So 1, 2. Negative 1, negative 2. Okay now? Or adjust a little. Okay. 0, 0 is here. 1, negative 2, no? 1, negative 2. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, negative 2. Negative 1, positive 2, no? Yan. This is point of inflection. There's another point of inflection. Where is that, guys? And another one, no? 0.71, negative 1.24. 0.71, negative 1.24. Point somewhere here. Am I right, guys? One point, some 0.75, mga around here. And then negative 0.71, negative positive 1.24. Around here. Symmetric yan eh. Okay, guys? So, and then the graph now, that's his other column. This is a relative, mean relative max. This 1, negative 2. 1, negative 2, relative mean. So it means something like this, no? Okay, guys? Yeah. Point of inflection. So concave up. I don't know. Concave up dito. Tapos dito, concave down. So that's how it behaves. Because this is a point of inflection. After reaching this point, so there is a turn, no? A change in the turn. So similar here. Yeah. Because this is a point of inflection to this one. Concave up, concave down. Ito, point of inflection, concave from here, concave down, concave up. Concave down, then concave up after reaching this point. Okay, guys? Now, then if you're going to take the limit as x approaches positive infinity of 3x to the fifth minus 5x cubed. Is this the function given? 3x, yes. So the sign will what? Will take care of will be taken care of 3x to the fifth, no? So it is positive infinity, meaning it will go up and up now. Limit as x approaches negative infinity, it will what? 3x to the fifth minus 5x cubed. It is going to be negative infinity, so it will go down. Now, but it will intersect the x-axis. Can we find that mentally, guys? The intersection with the x-axis. When y is 0, so that is 3x to the fifth minus 5x cubed equal to 0. So x cubed, that is 3x squared minus 1 equal left of negative 1. 5 pala ito. So what is the value? 5 over square root of 3. 5 over square root of 3 or 5 square root of 3 over 2. Plus or minus. 5 times square root of 3 divided by 3 2.88. So will be intersected somewhere here. 2.88. Kung 0.5 to, dito mga nandito yan. So similar here, no? Okay, guys? And then we'll go up now. Go up and up because according to this, it will what? Negative, positive infinity. Then go down, no? Yan. Okay, guys? And it will keep on going down. Yan. So that's how the graph looks like. Get it, children? Guys? Okay? So that's how the graph looks like. A question, children? Guys? What about the second one? I think there is another one here. Draw the graph. So we have y equals x cubed minus 3x plus 2. What is y prime? 3x squared minus 3. We want to equate to 0 to get the critical numbers. X squared minus 1 equals 0. X equals 1. X equals negative 1. So what is the y value corresponding to this? If x is 1, y is 1 minus 3 plus 2. 0. Okay? If x is negative 1, what is y? Negative 1 plus 3 plus 2. 4. Oh, is it a relative mean, relative max? Let's see. Let's have the second derivative test. Y double prime equals 6x. Okay? At 1, 0, this y double prime is positive. So that is greater than 0. Therefore, this point is what? Relative minimum point. Okay? What about at negative 1, 4? What's the value of y double prime? 6 times negative 4. Sorry. Negative 1. So it is negative 6, which is less than 0. Therefore, this point is what? Relative or local maximum point. Okay, guys? That is using second derivative test. If the value of y double prime is 0, the test fails. What about the point of inflection? For point of inflection, we get it from where? From y double prime equal to 0. Y double prime equal to 0. No? So we have what is that? 6x equal to 0. What is x? 0. If x is 0, what's the y value? Positive 2. So this is a point of inflection because this is not a relative mean, no, not a relative max, no? So point of inflection. Guaranteed. Okay? So we're now going to draw the graph. Yung intersection with the x-axis, y-axis, you can just approximate it kung ayaw nyo nang isolve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Okay? -1, -2, -3. -1. So -2, +2, 3. Internet is unstable. Nako. Oh, let's now plot. 1, 0 here. This is a relative mean, no? O ganyan yan. -1, 4. Somewhere here. This is a relative max, so it's like this. Point of inflection, we have 0, 2 here. So this is where the concavity will change direction. And then, where will it intersect the x-axis? It will go down. If you take the limit, you know the behavior and behavior. Limit as x approaches -infinity. Dependent siya saan, guys? Sa x cube, no? O dito yan dependent. So -infinity. Limit as x approaches +infinity. X cubed minus 3x plus 2. So it is +infinity. So it will keep going up. So here it will keep on going up. When x is 2, tingnan lang natin when x is 2, if small value, 8 minus 6 plus 2, +4. Dito siya. Dadaan yan dyan. At least, no? Pero actually, even you were not able to pass it there, it's all right. As long as the behavior is like this, it will keep on going up. Okay? And then, increasing yan, increasing. So dito, decreasing. Pero, paganto siya like this. Para magmukhang, it will be what? Minimum here, relative. Then, change concavity. Change concavity. Okay, guys? So, concavity, it's like this. After reaching this point, going like that. Changing concavity, direction ng term. And then what about sa x-axis? If this is equal to 0, could you please get the value, guys? Is it manageable? Guys, can you do it in your calcul? Is there a calculator capable of doing that? Guys, hindi naman siya -2, no? Tingnan natin kung -2. -8. Then plus 6 plus 2. Oh, it's -2 nga. No? Dadaan siya pala dito. Okay, good. But if not manageable to get, do not get anymore. Approximate nyo na lang. Just approximate that it will pass through that point. Somewhere. Okay, guys? So that's how it looks like. Is it cute, guys? Children? Ito yung actually mahalagang points. This is -1 relative max. It is the highest compared to the neighboring points, lowest compared to the neighboring points. But it's not the highest or lowest in the entire graph. Huh? That's why local or relative. We have what we call global. There is no actually global point here because it keeps on going up. Get it, guys? Okay. Let's have now applications. Find a positive number such that the sum of the number and its reciprocal is as small as possible. So let x be the number. Be the positive number that we are looking for. Okay? So 1 over x is what? Its reciprocal. S, let's say S, sum of the numbers. If S is the sum of the numbers, what is our goal, guys? Our goal is what? Anyone? Guys? To what? To minimize S. Am I right, guys? Guys? So, but what are we looking for? Not the minimum S, but we want X, no? So we have to form equation relating S and X. S is the sum, and the sum of the numbers is X plus its reciprocal. And we know that X here must be greater than 0. Okay, guys? Because it is positive. So let's now get a critical number, get the critical number or the critical point. To get the critical point, of course, we get the critical number. For critical point, we have, what's the that? So we have derivative of S with respect to X is equal to 1 minus 1 over X squared. What do you think the number? What is that number? What do you think? Equated to 0. Therefore, X squared minus 1 is equal to 0. X is plus or minus 1. Of course, we reject negative 1 because it's what? Guys, we cross this now because it's not positive. Candidate is X equals 1. Is this the absolute? Will this X value give the maximum value, the global maximum, the global maximum value for, minimum pala, global minimum value for S, meaning absolute minimum value for S? Let's check. You have to get the limit because this is not an endpoint. So let's see what the behavior as X approaches 0, because this might decrease, no? From the right of X plus 1 over X. This is 0. This is going to be positive infinity. What about limit as X approaches positive infinity? Just to check if there is no really value that will beat the value of S at X equals 1. This is positive. So guaranteed, this will be the value of X that will give minimum, because according to our rules, to get the absolute mean or absolute max can be determined at what? At the critical number or at the endpoints. But there are no endpoints. But you have to check the endpoints if the behavior is increasing or not. So therefore, X equals 1 gives what? Will give maximum S. Will give minimum S. Will give minimum S. Okay? Which is actually S what? Anong S minimum, guys? Guys, 1 plus reciprocal of 1 is 1. So it is equal to 2. So, okay, so this is the answer. Get it, children? So, hence, the positive number is what, guys? Is 1. Get it, children? See, if you're going to check, let's say 1/3. What if I have 1/3? What is the reciprocal of 1/3? 3. Add it, it is greater than 2. So it's less than. Remember, the minimum is what? The minimum sum is 2, and you can obtain it from 1 and reciprocal of 1. If you have, let's say, 2/3, what's the reciprocal? 3/2. If you take the sum, 4 plus 9 all over 6, it is greater than 2. Okay? So any number that you think as long as positive, no one will beat 1. The sum of that and its reciprocal 2, and that's the minimum. Can you give me? If you will able to give me a number that is positive, when you take the reciprocal, add them more than 2, I mean less than 2. So I will give you a prize because that's what calculus tells us. Get it, guys? That's what calculus can answer. It can give you the maximum, the minimum. Absolute. Okay? What about this? Guys, find the dimensions of a rectangle with perimeter 100 meters. So rectangle. Do you know what a rectangle is, guys? Of course, you are already in college. You should know what a rectangle is. Is a square a rectangle? Yes. For your information, biology people, square is a rectangle. But don't teach that to your kinder brother or sister, ha? You might destroy his brain. So hindi pa kaya ng level. May mga level of understanding tayo, no? Got it, guys? Like for instance, you cannot tell your parents, cannot tell directly to your child, to the let's say 3-year-old child, how he or she was what? Was made, no? So, sasabihin lang perhaps, you are made out of love. Pero sa inyong case, alam nyo na, of course, no? You can't be cheated anymore. Or you cannot be made full of that. Okay, guys? Your parents cannot fool you anymore. Is that clear? Guys? Yan. But not all rectangles are squares. So this is x, the width, the length. Actually, you can interchange this dimension. The length can be the width can be the length. Doesn't matter. But normally, the length is the one longer. The width, shorter. But in reality, it's not always the case. You can make the length shorter than the width. What's the goal, guys? What's the goal? If you let area, A to be the area, let A be the area. Yan. Then, our goal is to what? Maximize area. Am I correct, guys? Children? Guys? Are you still there, guys? Maximize area. But what are we looking for? Are we looking for the area? Not. We're looking for X and Y. Giving maximum area. What is our equation? Area is what? X times Y. But we have to express this in terms of one variable only. One type variable. So, but we are given that perimeter is equal to what? 100 meters. Okay? So, that is 2x plus y, yan, is equal to 100. So this is our equation 1. This is our equation 2. From equation 2, we can solve what? Either x or y, no? So from equation 2, divide by what? By 2 to get x plus y equals 50. Then solve for y, 50 minus x. Actually, this problem can be solved using algebra by quadratic function. You can find the minimum, the maximum of the quadratic function at the vertex. Because the graph of this will become what? Is x times, it is a quadratic in x. It's like your y, your a is y. No? So, okay. When expanded, this is 50x minus x squared. What's the derivative of a with respect to x? 50 minus 2x. Equate to 0 to get the critical number. So getting x equals 50 divided by 2, that is 25. Am I correct? So this is the critical number. But we know that our x is supposed to be what? 0 to what? guys. From 0, minimum value. Although, if you want maximum, guaranteed 0 will not give maximum. Up to 25, no? Or 50. But the perimeter is 100. No? So 50, no? Maximum of 50, the value of x. But if it's 50, again, the area will be 0. So guaranteed that it is attainable, the maximum, when x is 25. Okay? So sa 0, what is A? 0. Sa 25, what is A? Guys? Guys, what is A? Guys, 25 times 25, area is 625. Okay, guys? Obviously. When x is 50, of course, A is 0. Obviously, this is the one giving, this is the maximum value for the area given by x equals 25. Therefore, the dimensions are what? The dimensions of the rectangle, guys, are what, guys? Are 25 meters by 25 meters. Meaning it is a square, no? The shape. Okay? In order for you to have a maximum area with a given perimeter. Kaya if you're given, let's say, a fence, or you have this just this much only to cover the land. So whatever you will able to cover, it's yours, but using only of this perimeter, 100 meters. So for you to be able to come up with maximum area to cover, so you use what? Square, and the dimensions 25 by 25. Because other dimensions, you will not able to maximize the area. Okay, guys, let's say given a chance. Okay, you are given, your family is given a chance. Enclose as large as possible the area you want using only this fence, this much fence, 100 meters. So you cover 25 meters by 25 meters. Get it, guys? Children? How about this? An island is at point A, 4 kilometers offshore from the nearest point B on a straight beach. So there is a beach. So it's time to swim. No? Oh, yeah, it's time to swim. What's the color of the, let's say, gray. So this is the offshore. I mean, this is the straight beach. Yeah. Something like this, guys. So offshore, so somewhere here perhaps. So we have the island. Island. Okay, here's the island. It's where the island. I think we need trees. Do we need tree here? So it's where the island is. Get it, guys? Guys. So we label it point A. Okay, this point is what, guys? The island is denoted by point A. Yeah, this is point A. Now, at an island is at point A, 4 kilometers or kilometers offshore from the nearest point B on a straight beach. Hirap na i-pronounce yan, beach. Baka magkamali ako. Nearest, so yung perpendicular. Because if you have here is straight but not nearest. So the one that is perpendicular. Am I correct, children of the Philippines? Guys? Oy, sagot naman kayo. So this is point B. Yan, point B. Point B. So that. Yan. Yan. A woman on the island, there is a woman here. So let's draw the woman. Yan, the woman somewhere here. yan, the woman, on the island wishes to go to a point C. 6 kilometers down the beach from B. So from B, so down here, down, going there. So it's a point what? A point C. Oh, that is point C. Get it, guys? Okay, do you understand the story, guys? Yan. From B. She can go by rowboat at 5 kilometers per hour to a point P between B and C, but not necessarily at the midpoint, huh? Just between somewhere here or here. Let's have it here. So that is point what? Point P. And this is point C, no? Point C. So a woman here, yeah, if going from P, A going to P, so she's going to row boat. Sasakay siya ng boat, no? Pero from P going to C, she's going to walk. So here, walk. Walk dito, walk. Here, rowboat. At the rate of 5 kilometers per hour. So walk at the rate of 8 kilometers per hour. Hindi yan mabilis, ha? Per hour yan. Baka sabihin nyo, nakakalakad ng 8 kilometers per hour. Actually, ano yan? 8 divided by 3,600. Yun ba yung 1 hour? O very small, 0.002 kilometer per hour lang. Mabagal lang yung walk niya. Okay, guys? Now, so, rate yan. This is 4, no? 4 meters. Ay, 4 ano ba yan? Kilometers yan. So, ang question is, find the route from A to C that she can travel in the least time. So, what's the goal, guys? Guys, what's the goal? Children. Sino ba yung laging nasagot dito? Yung maganda yung pangalan. Abhishek, ano ba yung pangalan ng batang yun? Yung parang Indian ang name. Ano ba yan Indian name, Iho? Iho. What's the goal?
Sir, to find the least amount of time from A to C.
It means minimize what?
The travel time.
Time, no? Travel time or time. Do you still remember a relationship of distance and time? Tsaka rate, guys? Ano nga yung relationship ng distance with time, guys? Distance is equal to what? Rate multiplied by time. Am I correct? Iho?
Yes, sir.
What about the time? Distance over rate. Okay? So, our equation, so the total time traveled will be what? What is the total time traveled, guys? Time from A going to P. Am I correct? Iho?
Yes, sir.
Plus time going from P to C. Right? Okay? Ito, from A going to P. Then plus T sub P going to C. But what is A going to P? What's the distance? So, do you know Pythagorean, guys? So what is this, children? Square root. Remember, if this is what? If this is x, yan here, remember this is 6 na? From B going to what? Going to C, right? If this is x, children, what is this? 6 minus x. Am I right? Guys? What is this segment? So what is AP is square root of 4 squared, so 16 plus x squared. Yan. Okay? So again, BP is X. If BP is X, what is my PC? 6 minus X. 6 minus X. Okay? What is the distance? From A to P is square root of 16 plus X squared over rate. What is the rate, children? From A going to P, 5 kilometers. Distance over rate, that is time. Plus another time consumed from P going to C. That is from P going to C. What's the time? Distance over rate. What's the distance? 6 minus X. All over what, guys? Children. 8. Am I right, guys? Children. So that's our working equation. We are minimizing the time. So get the derivative of t with respect to x, then later equate to 0 to get the critical number. Because according to absolute mean max theorem, so if a function is continuous on a closed interval, it can have a minimum or a maximum attainable at a critical number or at an endpoint. Okay? 2x plus, yung 1/5, I can put it out. That is a constant. What's the derivative of square root? Derivative of the radicand over 2 is square root of the radicand. Get it, guys? Yan. Minus 6 over 8, 0. Negative x over 8, 1 over 8. Yan. That's the derivative. Okay? And equate to 0 because you want the critical number. And this is cancelled out. Multiply by what? What is our multiplier? Huh? Multiply by 40? 40 ba? Times square root. Am I correct, guys? What's the answer? 8x minus 5 square root of 16 plus x squared equal to 0. So square each side. Pag this is what? Put it on the right side. And actually sa math, formal math, we don't say transposition. Although in layman's term, transposition, but in math, we don't really want that. So we add on each side this radical, no? And then square each side. Yan. Okay, children? Pag in-square, we have 64x equals 25, 64x squared, 25, 16 plus x squared. Okay? 64 minus 25. That is 39 x squared. 25 times 16, I think 400. Okay. What is x squared, guys? Plus or minus square root. But our x is what? Ang x natin ay hindi lalampas ng what, guys? Anong x natin? Hanggang what lang? Hanggang 0 to 6 lang, di ba? No, yan lang ang maximum eh. Magne-negative yun. So, x squared is, x squared is, ano yung x squared? 400 over 39. So what is x? X is between 0 and 6, no? Therefore, we're not going to have the negative, just the positive. 20 over square root of 39. That's it. Approximately, or that is 20 square root of 39 over square root over 39. Approximately, what is that approximately, children? 20 divided by square root of 39. 3 point what? 20. Yan, approximately 3.20. 3.20 kilometers. So we want it from A going to what? From A going to B to P, then to C, no? Route from, find the route from A to C via P. Okay, so the route is A to C, yan, via P, no? Via P is equal to square root of, you substitute to the distance. No? Distance is what? Square root of. Yung distance is 16 plus 3.2. This is just approximate. 1 squared plus 6 minus 3.2. Am I correct, guys? Ito yung distance. Okay. Oh, what's the answer? Children? Ang accurate actually square root ng answer. Square muna natin. Square plus 16. Mali. 400 divided by 39 plus 16 equals square root equals. Then plus 6 minus is 20 divided by square root ng 39. 7 point something. 7 point. Ito yung mas accurate na to. 7.992. Kung hindi kayo nag round off dito. Ganun di ba makukuha niyo? 3.2. 16 plus 3.2 times 3.2 equals, take the square root plus 6 minus 3.2. O yan, 7.92. Okay guys, on any question, children? Children? Guys?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, how do you get the equation for AP, the square root of 16 plus x squared? I kind of got
This
lost.
one. Diba distance, anti-distance over rate? Ito, distance 1 o ang TAP is distance AP over rate niya. Rate ni AP. Ang rate ni AP ito 5. O, di ba right triangle yan? Right triangle. O, anong length to? By Pythagorean, hypotenuse yan. Di ba? Ang hypotenuse, that is AP, is square root of, ito na square ng 4.
I remember. Okay.
Okay na? Square
Yes,
ng, square root ng 4 squared plus x squared.
Sir, you simplified it na pala. That's why.
Oo, ito.
Gets na.
Pwede, kung ito naman ang nilat mo ng x, pwede rin. Let's say ito yung nilat mo na x. Ito yung x mo. Ito yung 6 minus x. Yun din na makukuha mo, you do not have to worry. Magpapalit lang ng pwesto. Get it, children?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ang mangyayari lang, yung iyong ito magiging value at itong value nito mapupunta rito. At tinotal mo 7.92 also. Okay? Okay now? Kasi let lang naman yan. Hindi naman ibig sabihin I can make it compulsory to have your x here. You can have your x here depending on what you want. Any question? Let's have the last one. But I have to write the problem. I was thinking I will be having such only. Number 4. So let me have a problem here. I will be copying a problem. So this one. Where are you? I'm looking for the problem. Here. an open box is to be made from a 16. By the way, you check ha, yung sa 0 sa 6, pero i-check nyo sa 0, actually, you don't conclude immediately, no? Checking. I forgot. Sometimes the problem is fooling you, no? That the answer is not this x, but at the end point, there are problems like that. So when x is 0, what is AC? When x 16 is square root of 16 plus 0 plus 6 minus 0. So it is 4 plus 6, 10. O hindi siya minimum. No? Guys? Hindi siya least. Hindi siya makakalist time. Ay, ang time palang minimize natin. Sorry. Pero pares na rin yan. Pag minimum naman time, minimum din ang distance na total. Di ba? Common yon, no? Kasi, the longer the distance, the longer the time it will consume. Yung time pala. Sorry. Ang i-check nyo ha. Kasi baka masanay kayong pagsagot nyo, yun agad. Hindi. Kung minsan nasa dulo pala ang sagot, not this. Nasa endpoint. At x equals 0 kilometer, ang time AC is square root ng yan. 16 plus 0 squared over 5 plus 6 minus 0 all over 8. Oh, what is that, guys? 4 over 5. 4 divided by 5 plus 6 divided by 8. 1.55 hours. No? At 3.2. What is the time? AC. So, may mental ko na square root of, so, hindi ko pala ma-mental, 16 plus, ang square dito 400 over 39. All over 5 plus 6 minus 20 over square root of 39 over all over 8. Ano yung bali niyan, guys? 4 plus 400 divided by 39 equals square root equals divided by 5 plus 6 minus 20 divided by square root of 39 kulong divided by 8. 1.1. 1.1. 0.5 hours. What about at x equals 6? What is time AC? 16 plus, ano to? 36, no? Squared eh. All over 5 plus 6 minus 6. 0. What's the time? 16 plus 36 equals square root divided by 5. 1.44. O see? Sometimes there is a story about that. No? Let's say, rescuer naman yung nasa island. Going to rescue yung nasaan? Nasa sea. Meron daw bomb na nakita sa sea. At meron doong nakatali, tinali doon, na isang, for instance, a woman. And it's going to explode from the time na makita dito, from the island, it is going to explode at let's say 1.5 minutes. Oh, 1.5 minutes. Oh, okay, not 1 point. 1 point, let's say 1.4, ano bang sagot? 1.3 minutes. Oh. Kaya ba bang ma-rescue? Kaya lang kung minutes ay hours. No? 1 point. Kaya pang ma-rescue, no? No? Kung kasi 1 point, ang minimum 1.05 ang kaya. Kailangan makarating siya ng 1.05. Yan dapat ang kanyang gagawin. para ma-rescue niya. Okay, children? Doon dapat ang daan niya. Dapat ang landing niya, magro-robot siya. Dapat ang landing where, guys? Saan ang landing dapat, children? Dito sa pinato, sa 6 minus 3.2. Pag dito siya lumanding, maaaring hindi niya ma-rescue. Okay? Yan, maaari. Get it, guys? An open box, naku magta-time na. O baka gawin nyo na lang to. Is to be made from a 16-inch. 16-inch by 30-inch piece of cardboard. Piece of cardboard. Cardboard. By cutting cutting out equal squares out of corners. Equal squares out of corners. Out of corners of equal size. Of equal size. Out equal squares. Out equal squares out of corners, so redundant na. And bending up the sides. What should be? What size? What size of the squares? Anong size ng squares? B obtain a box of maximum volume. A box with largest volume. Okay? I want to make a largest box with the largest volume out of these procedures. So we're given a piece of cardboard or cardboard 16 by 30. Okay, children? Mga ganyan. So this is what? 16 by 30. 30 inches. Dito, 16 inches. And then, ika-cut siya, no? Equal square sa mga corner. Of course, hindi pa natin alam the size of this square, no? Of this, but they are all equal. These squares. Cut out of corners. Then bending up the sides. Pag binend natin yan, magiganto na yan. Tatanggalin to eh. Itong part na yan. Ito yung matitira. Get it, guys? Ano ba yung matitira? Yung blue. Blue na lang gagawin ko. Ito yung matitira. Then you have to bend up the sides. So, ito. Yan. Then, ito yung height. And then, yan. Pag tinayo ko to, yan. It will be like this. Get it, guys? So, yan. Parang lalagyan na siya ng posporo. Children, understand? Tumayo na, no? Ano daw ang, ano niyan? Kung ito ay x, x yan, x, buti na lang dalawang x lang yan, x. Yan, x. So, ano na natira rito? Ito 16 minus 2x. Ito 30 minus 2x. Am I correct, guys? So, ang height niya is x. Ito daw is 16 minus 2x, 30 minus 2x. What's the volume, guys? Ang goal natin is to maximize V. Si maximize daw si V. Ang ima-maximize is si V, not si Gmin or not si Gene or si RM. Sino ima-maximize? Not even si J-Hope or si Suga. Hindi rin si okay now, guys? Si Jungkook. Required size of square. Meaning, anong dimension? Okay, children? Guys? Meaning dimensions. Pwede rin area, multiply nyo. So, solution. It's almost time. Volume is equal to height times width times yan length. So expand. X times, ano yan? 16 times 30. 480 minus 60 plus 32. So, negative na. So, minus 92. 92x. Pakicheck, guys, ha? 4x squared. Tama ba, guys? Guys? Okay? Then, expand 480x minus 92x squared. Naku, magta-time na. 40x cubed. Get the derivative b with respect to x. Actually, ang ating x ay between what? Ang allowed lang hanggang 8. Kasi otherwise, mauubos yung width dito. Maximum hanggang 8 lang. So, 480 minus 18x plus 12x squared equals 0. So, divide by, magiging ano? Divide by 4. 480 divided by 4. 120. Ito naman, 3x squared. Ito, divide by 2 lang yata. Tama ba? Multiply it. Divide by 3 lala. Divide by 3. Yan, time na. Divide by 3. 480 divided by 3. 160. 160 plus negative 6x plus 4x squared equal to 0. Okay, children? Tama ba? 184 pala to. 9. Ilan ba? Tama. 184. 92 pala ito eh. Ay, mali ako. Kaya pala ang liit. 92. Yan. Anong 182 times 3 ay times 4. Times 2? 364. 364 ba? 184? Ata 184 lang. 92 times 2. Yan. X squared. Ito. Ang derivative niya. Then plus 12x squared. Okay. O divide by 4. Pag divide ng 4, magiging 3. Yan. 3x squared minus 46x plus 120. O factorable I think yan. Into 4 4 x minus 12 at saka 3x minus 10. Equate to 0, its factor. So, x is 10 over 3 dito sa kabila. Inches yan, ano? Ito rejected. Kasi sumobra, wala siya sa domain ng ating problem. 0 to 8 lang tayo eh. Ito lang accepted. Pero, hindi tayo guarantee na makaka-maximum din. Pero obviously, maximum dito. Max dito. Kasi sa dulo, magma-max B here. Sa 0, 0. Sa 8, 0 rin yan. Kasi si 0 to. So, maximum here. So, ito yung sagot. So, 10 by what? 10 by 3 inches by 10 by 3 inches. Okay, guys? Or it is a 10 over 3 inch square. Okay. Oh, goodbye, guys. Oh, reserve niyo lang questions niyo.